Yo guys, I am so excited to tell you this. Me and my family have planned a road trip to Dallas, Texas from here, Toronto, or Brampton, I guess. Now guys, as far as the actual trip is concerned, there's actually a couple reasons why we decided to do a road trip over, of course, well, a plane ride. Well, for reason number one, road trips are just another vibe. It's literally unmatched. It's not something that happens over the course of 3 hours. It happens over a couple days. You go through each and every individual state. You get to learn what each state has to offer, fun things to do there, its culture, heritage, all those kinds of things. It's not everything someone can say they did. Now I have something crazy to actually show you guys. So my dad actually has more information about the trip itself, the states we're going to be staying in, the hotels, etc. But let me actually show you guys this. Brampton to Dallas on my computer. Let's see what happens. So it's already calculated an entire route for us. That is for, of course, a flight, 3 hours and 15 minutes. But of course, we are doing a road trip that is going to be 20 hours and 43 minutes or over 2,200 kilometers. I know for a fact we're actually going to be cutting a night in Indiana. I'm actually excited for that. You guys got to skip to the good parts, so see you guys on the day of the trip. It's officially a day before we leave, and we're going to be waking up at 4 a.m. We're going to hit the road by 5. This is the mode of travel. This is what we went in last year to Florida. Hopefully this is going to be a much more smoother ride. So we're actually not going to be crossing the Peace Bridge border. That's about 2 hours from here. We're actually going to be using the Windsor border and entering straight into Detroit. Our first stop is Indiana, so that border just works way more efficiently. It's approximately 4 hours from here. It's a little longer, but it'll be worth it. See you guys tomorrow. So guys, it is finally the day. We woke up at around 3:50 a.m. and over here you could just see me getting ready for the road. And yeah, pretty much I got dressed and changed. I had some omelet for breakfast, and we also had a bunch of snacks ready for the 2 days on the road. I'm sure this clip will give you an idea of just how dark it was outside. So here we are, just getting everything packed, making sure all of our stuff fits in the back of the car. And our first stop was in about 7 hours and 46 minutes. We have a Gurdwara very near to our house where we stopped by before we left for our journey. And with that, good morning. At this point, we were on our way to our first stop. Around 3 hours into our journey, we were about to reach the border to USA. And here we are in our first state, Detroit, Michigan. It's quite rare to see this, but we saw a traffic light with 5 lights. Another thing I noticed is that all of the fast food places, they have a very unique landscaping compared to any of the fast food restaurants we have here in Ontario. At the time of recording, we were a bit south from Detroit. Here we were in Findlay, Ohio, aka Flag City. And eventually we did find our first Tim Hortons. And this is the first time we entered a street since we came from home. We also came around the countryside where we found some windmills that were completely dead. At this point, we're almost in Indianapolis, Indiana at our hotel. So we actually stayed in this pretty luxurious Marriott hotel, which also had a pool, which we went on to enjoy later in the video. Now, I of course did want to get familiar with the place since me and my family had just gotten here, and after all, we were going to cut the night over here. And here they had a public gym. They got a bench press, got some more chest exercises, and of course, treadmills for the legs. And here is the pool. They also had a hot tub here. Got this little hot tub, I guess. Pretty cool if you ask me. And that brings an end to our day one. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2. Welcome to day 2 of the vlog, guys. After freshening up, we're gonna go down, head for some breakfast, and then we're gonna hit the road. By the way, the next state that we're heading to is Arkansas, or Arkansas as how I believe it's pronounced. Of course, I can't afford to lose any of my supplies, so here I am packing up. And we are currently in Indiana heading for Arkansas. This is what the hotel had for breakfast this morning. One unique thing that we notice about the highways here is that they merge in from almost every direction, which is very different from Canada. The highways also had some paint on them, which is also, again, very different from Canada. I guess the stereotype about guns in America is true. So around this time, we were very close to St. Louis and right on our way to Arkansas. Our final destination is Arkansas, although we did get into a bit of a traffic jam on our way there. Luckily, the jam did not last very long, and before we knew it, we're back to regular speed. Another one of those huge lights, eh? At this point, we were near St. Louis in Illinois, which is actually one of the main cities there. After crossing this bridge, we would have officially have entered in Missouri. And before you know it, we've already entered the state of Arkansas. I noticed some unique restaurants that I've never seen in Canada before. And here we are in the hotel. We got a top floor, and this hotel was much more scenic and looked much bigger and better than the one we've been in before. Yo guys, so we finally made it to our destination here in Little Rock, Arkansas. You guys have probably already seen the hotel. It's pretty nice. But for now, we're just here to chill, go in the pool, relax, get a good night's sleep, and hit the road in the morning again to our final destination. See you guys there then. I don't know. I spent some time in the pool with my brother, and later for dinner we went out to Arby's. Good morning everyone. Today is the final stretch where we're finally making it to Dallas. Texas. Let's get ready. We don't really have plastic straws in Canada, so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to take some from Arby's last night. Here we just had our breakfast, and finally we're hitting the road once again. But trust me guys, this is the final stretch. By the end of the video, we will finally be in Texas. We had a quick stop at Walmart to grab some bottled water. This was pretty unique. We saw some double trailers on some trucks. So we're only about 194 miles away from Dallas. Just a couple more miles south or down from Dallas is Houston, which is where we're going to be. So we stopped by at a gas station to, of course, fill up the tank. And at the time of recording, it was around the end of July 2024. And there were some quite weird things written in the washroom, like Trump 2024. And yeah, I guess Trump is president now. As soon as we were about to reach Texas, I noticed a lot of trucks carrying lumber, so I guess this lumber does end up going to Texas at the end of the day. At this point of the video, we've actually entered Texas, and we are currently in the city of Atlanta. The roads in Texas, they just are completely unique. I mean, I don't know if it's because of the sun or whatever, but they just completely give desert vibes. So guys, we're almost about to reach, and although it does look like it's about to rain, trust me, the weather at this point was almost 35 degrees. It was extremely hot. I think I forgot to mention, but the houses here in Texas are complete mansions. This is actually one of our relatives' house, which is where we'll be cutting the rest of a few nights. One thing that I should also let you guys know is that we're actually 1 hour behind Toronto time, so it's 8:11 right now, but the time we're used to is actually 9:11. So I did kind of just spend last night playing some basketball, and my cousins actually took me and my brother out for some ice cream, and then we had some dinner off camera, and then pretty much we went to sleep. And right now we're going to a well-known mall known as the Galleria. I'm visiting this place for the first time. There was this really nice restaurant in the Galleria. Now I did forget the name, but they had some good burgers and fries, which we really enjoyed. Their fries alone were just amazing. There were a bunch of high-class stores here like Rolex, Louis Vuitton, Zara. I mean, it was just crazy. It felt like some celebrity place. There's this perfume store where we actually tried some perfumes. And there was even a automatic, like, I don't even know, it was just automatic food serving thing. I guess people just sat on the chairs and the food automatically came to them. Once we got back from the Galleria, we checked out some of these houses in my relative's neighborhood. And yeah, they were actually quite gigantic. I never expected to see houses this huge. These, like, every single house felt like some sort of celebrity house. I mean, they're at least like 10,000 square feet, bro.
And what they do matters. I need to be an Avenger.
No shit. You did that on purpose. I did no.
Good morning, everyone. It is day 5 of this video where we are here in Houston, Texas. There's always just light drizzles like this that go on throughout the entire day. I'm gonna get fresh and later we'll decide what we're gonna do with our day. Texas homes come in all shapes and sizes, but there are a few features that make them stand out. For instance, many Texas homes feature large, open floor plans. This allows for plenty of natural light and a spacious, airy feel. Another common feature of Texas homes is the use of natural materials. You'll find homes built with stone, brick, or stucco, giving them a rustic, authentic look. Texas homes often have a strong connection to the outdoors. Many feature large windows, patios, and decks, allowing homeowners to enjoy the beauty of Lone Star State from the comfort of their own homes. And of course, Texas homes are also known for their unique architectural designs, from traditional ranch-style homes to more modern designs. There's a Texas home for everyone, so there you have it, folks. A quick overview of the unique features and styles of Texas homes.
It looks bigger than it.
This specific home that we checked out in Texas unfortunately disappointed. It looked very modern to all of the homes that we have here in Canada, and when its price compared to Canadian dollars, it didn't really seem worth it. On our way back, there were actually some floods going on from last night's heavy rain. We later went to the Houston Premium Outlets. When we got back home, pretty much ended the night with some basketball. Third day in a row. Another rainy day. Anyways, gonna eat some breakfast, get fresh, see what I can do with my day, and yeah. So here a friend of ours actually owns a gas station that we just stopped by to check out. Here we checked out some rental properties. So we actually drove by Texas Women's University, which is actually a public university known for its contributions and leadership in fields such as nursing, education, arts and sciences, and even business. It's actually ranked #1 in Texas for ethnic diversity and #1 in Texas for students with children. So you can see the university I was talking about right over here. So we actually drove by Baylor St. Luke's Medical Center, which ranked #1 in best hospitals for the year 2024 to 2025 in several different specialties, including heart and vascular, diabetes, neurology, and even neurosurgery, etc. There was an Indian dhaba nearby where we stopped by for lunch, and today was actually my first time in America seeing a Cybertruck in real life. Later for dinner, our cousins took us to a Mexican restaurant. It's day 6 here, our final day, and this feels way too good to be true.
Crazy.
Just had some breakfast, I freshened up. We're definitely going to be having some sort of outdoor activity today. It's literally so hot and humid you could literally hear it, man. It's crazy. But it makes me happy. It's been raining for the last couple of days, and you finally get some sun. It means a lot. So it's a pretty nice day outside. We're actually going to be spending some time outside today, go to some shopping centers and whatnot. See you guys there. Six Flags. So we decided to go to a Katy Mills Mall. We noticed a water park over here, and I know it seemed like the perfect day to go to a water park, but unfortunately we just didn't have time. Later for lunch, we stopped by at Arby's. It's our last day here. After tomorrow, it's another 2 days back home. Once we got back home, we pretty much just watched some movie, played some video games, and went to sleep. So guys, it's our final day, and today's the day that we're returning back home. We are one step closer to home. I'm here right now in Arkansas, Little Rock. We're staying at a Holiday Inn. Let me show you guys. A nice washroom. You got extra. Nice coffee machine. a sofa that actually turns into a bed. Got a nice queen size bed and a nice view as well. So right now we're just gonna go to the pool. And for dinner we went to Raising Cane's.
School destination. What the heck?
And good morning guys once again. Come join me for breakfast before we hit the road. Of course we had to stop for gas at a nearby station. And here we are in the state of Tennessee. Once we entered Nashville, we noticed a Cold Stone Creamery nearby and we wanted to give it a try for the first time.
West, Charlotte Pike.
It's close to the evening and we finally reached our hotel stay. For dinner, we had some leftover chicken from last night, and we had some Wendy's for dessert. This is the final stretch. By the end of the video, we'll be back home. A little bit into our journey and we are already in Ohio. Welcome to Cincinnati, Ohio. We stopped by the American Costco's, and pretty much it's the same thing as what we have here in Canada. It's just that their food court menu is actually quite different and unique. They had some salads and smoothies, and here we are stopping by at McDonald's. And now we're in Pennsylvania, super close to New York, and after New York, Buffalo, we're pretty much back home. We're almost in downtown Buffalo, and from there it's just a 1-hour ride back home. finally made it back after, well, more than a week. Well, obviously this was an amazing trip. I really enjoyed it. I'm fresh, I showered, and let me show you guys what I just got. Size 13. Talking about the overall trip itself, like I expected, this was very much different from what a plane ride would have felt like, where you just hop in the plane and within 3 hours, all of a sudden you're in another location. Well, not a lot of Canadians can actually say this, but including my last Florida trip last year, I've actually been to, I think, over 10 states. And now, how many Canadians can say that? Now, I'll actually put the states that I've visited up here. I don't remember them at the top of my fingers. And as a Canadian myself, a kid from Brampton, I feel proud, I feel happy, I feel amazing. It's been a couple of days since I'm back, and I have some facts and statistics for you guys. I've been recording everything on this little book over here. So in gas wise, we spent about 475 Canadian dollars for a total distance of 5,800 kilometers. Now you may be wondering how we spent so less on gas when we traveled such a huge distance. Well, we actually drove in a hybrid car. So when we were driving on the highway, we'd obviously get a very low EV percentage, which was about 10% or less. However, when we're driving in a small neighborhood or whatsoever, we'd have an EV percentage usually above 60%. When we're driving in the city, we'd have an EV ratio at about 30% or less. There's actually some crazy information about to tell you guys. Not a lot of Canadians can say this. These are actually all of the states that I've visited in total, including our last trip to Florida, and of course, this trip we had here from Brampton to Texas. That's a lot of states if you ask me. Not a lot of Canadians can say they visited all these American states. And that's the purpose of this road trip. We got to visit each and every state, learn something new. One thing I'd like to say for a fact though, is I really enjoyed Raising Cane's. I've been craving that for so long. I'm a foodie guy, so I really enjoyed it. One pretty cool piece of information that me and my dad also noticed while we were driving on the highways is that the highways actually merge from every single intersection. Or what I mean to say is there's a ton of highways all coming in from different directions, all merging into one highway. There's a ton of highways that do this. So I'd have to say the highway system here in America is much better than what we have in Canada. When you think about highways in Canada, the first thing that comes to your mind is 401, 407, 410. I mean, those are the only highways I know. Another cool thing I noticed is that every single fast food restaurant chain over there had an amazing landscaping. They had great landscaping, much better than what we had in Canada. They'd have nice rocks laid around the entire perimeter of the restaurant. They'd have a good space, a nice parking. Another super cool fact is that the milk actually comes in jugs, and that is literally a blessing. They come in gallon jugs. I know we got the same in BC here in Canada as well, but the milk we get here in Canada is in plastic bags, and that just sucks. You know, gallon tubes are just much better. They spill less, they're easier to carry, there's a higher quantity of milk, and they're much easier to store. There's also one very weird fact that we noticed. On our way to Texas, the temperature wasn't really increasing. I mean, it increased by a degree at most every couple hours, but compared to our last trip, which was at Florida, the temperature was increasing by 1 degree every single hour. Here, when we reached Texas, it was barely 25 degrees. It was raining. Yeah, it was raining. 5 days straight. And then on our way back, I was, I think, in Tennessee area, even up to the Ohio area, and it was 35 degrees. Even when you reached Brampton, it was like 30 degrees. That's like the basic temperature or the bare minimum that we got back in Texas. So that was pretty unfortunate. Another crazy thing is we drove to Detroit. It took 4 hours. That means 4 hours of continuous driving within Canada. That just proves how large Canada really is. Honestly, I'd love to live in America.